Hi, I want to show you 3 great exercises that will increase strength and create a lot of lean muscle mass in the hamstrings and glutes. Plus, they're not deadlifts. As we get older, over 50, deadlifts can be too difficult for many of us based on lack of mobility in the hips and based on a history of lower back pain. As a coach, I love deadlifts. I do them myself. A lot of my clients don't do deadlifts anymore. It's just too easy to risk injury. But for the clients who don't want to deadlift anymore and they want to do exercises to target the hamstrings and glutes, I have 3 favorites. I do these 2. I will often pair them with my deadlifts in the same workout, but I'm going to show you 3 exercises. The first one's called a cable pull through. It will require a cable machine at your gym, and all we need to do is add a rope attachment. And we'll lower the pulley and the arm in its lowest position. I learned this one about 10 years ago, actually 15 years ago, and I do this exercise at least once a week. Cable pull through. You're going to grab your rope. You're going to step out into a hip width stance. That will look like this. You're going to pull your bottom rib cage down. Now, look where the rope's at. It's right in my groin area. At no point during the exercise am I going to pull this rope forward like this. It's just going to rest on my inner thighs. I'm going to go into a hip hinge. So my knees are slightly bent, rib cage down. I'm going to push my hips back, sitting back on my heels, really pushing my butt back, feeling a lot of tension on my hamstrings right now. Trying to get to a point where my back, my spine is parallel to the floor, a straight line. I'm going to drive through my heels, standing up tall, pulling my bottom rib cage down. I will give you 5 quick reps. 1, squeezing my glutes, leading with my hips. If you notice, there's not much knee bend. I'm not making this a squat. Slight knee bend right here, driving through my heels, locking out my knees, pulling my rib cage down. 2 more reps. 4 and 5. Now, a common error I see in gyms is 2. People will squat down and do something like this. It's not a squat, it's a hip hinge. Push your butt back. Knees are slightly bent at the bottom. At the top, they're pretty much locked out. Second mistake I see is people overcorrect the tall posture by not stopping here, but stopping way here and going into what we call banana back. They're arching their lower back too much, so don't do that. Cable pull through, great exercise. Recommend if you're a newbie at that, try it for 3 sets, 12 to 15 reps. It's hard to get hurt doing cable pull throughs, by the way. Very lower back friendly. It's a multi-joint compound movement that again targets the hamstrings and glutes. 2 more exercises that are body weight that do require some equipment are, the first one's going to be a stability ball hamstring curl. I'm 5'10", so I'm going to use a stability ball, an exercise ball that's about 65 centimeters. And you can go smaller if you want, but phenomenal exercise. As a coach, I've been doing these for about 20 years and they're still hard for me. Earlier in my workout today, I did barbell deadlifts and I wanted to do a second posterior chain exercise that wasn't going to be too hard on my lower back because of fatigue, and I did stability ball hamstring curls. My calves are on top of the ball, pulling my belly button to my spine, pulling my rib cage down. I'm going to raise my butt off the floor as high as I can. Palms are down to stabilize, head's down too. I'm going to bend my knees, pulling this ball with my hamstrings towards my glutes. That's step 1. Now here's step 2. Drive through your heels, bridge up. That's 1 rep. I will give you 4 more. 2. So I call it a 2-step rep. Here's step 1, roll it in. Pause. Step 2, drive through your heels. 3 reps. I'm already feeling these from my workout earlier today. 4, and I'll give you 1 more. 5. Stability ball hamstring curl. I'm telling you right now, even if you like to lift weights and you are adverse to doing exercises that are only body weight, that is the killer exercise. Trust me, if you're really strong, male or female, fit ball hamstring curls are a great way to build more lean muscle and strengthen the hams and glutes, and they'll be hard. There's even a single leg version of that. Maybe I'll post that later. Third and final exercise. It's been a client favorite for a long time. We're gonna do hamstring slider curls. This is a tough one. I often do these in my lower body workouts. And I typically, as a 55-year-old male, I like to do 2 different exercises each workout that target my hams and glutes. They're the weaker part of my body. I'm quadricep dominant, very strong in my quads, very tight in my quads too. So to balance that out, if I do any kind of squat exercise in the gym or a lunge, I will make sure to pair it with or do 2 different exercises to target the weaker links, hams and glutes. So to make a long story short, I often like to do hamstring slider curls. They require slider pads. You can find these on Amazon. These cost about $25. There's less expensive ones that cost about $9. Slider pads. Killer exercise. All we're gonna do, we're gonna place our heels on top of these pads. Toes are up. Just like your fit ball hamstring curl, your palms are down, your head's down. Bring up your butt as high as you can. Now, push these out using your hamstrings as far as possible, keeping your hips off the ground. Pull them back in, pause, give me the bridge. There's 1. This is also a 2-step rep. Here's step 1, pull, pause, bridge up. 2, I'll give you 3 more. 3, 4, 5. That puts a big stretch on the hamstrings. Common issue some of my clients have with this exercise, shouldn't really call it an issue, but something that happens with this one, and even on the hamstring curl with the fit ball, their hamstrings might cramp while performing the exercise. All that means is this: the other muscle, the synergist muscle, the glute, it's not firing, it's weak. That's an area of opportunity for you. So if you get a cramp doing the exercise, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your cheeks as you perform the movement. It's going to activate your glutes, going to turn them on, and they'll help the hamstrings perform the exercise. So there you have it. If you have any questions on those, please reach out to me. Hope you're doing well. Stay strong.